It's time for What's Burnin' with Kevin KB Burns, presented by Bill Lacasse and SRG Financial Advisors. But first, please join us as we honor our great nation with the playing of our national anthem. And now your host, Kevin KB Burns.
Hey, welcome into another rousing rendition of What's Burnin' right here on Lake TV. KB, your host, glad to be with you again for another great week where we're going to be all over the place. And we're going to start at our veterinary at the lake in Lynn Creek. Took a look around with James Rarica. Had a great time there, seeing all the little cats and dogs and everybody else. Plus, our Responsible Gun Ownership Series continues with Tom Abbott from Iron Eagle Tactical. We'll talk conceal and carry. Bill Mulder and I took a trip out to the Decaturville Crater as part of our On the Trail series. That's right, we have a crater here at the Lake of the Ozarks. You didn't know about it? Well, you'll learn all about it on this edition of What's Burnin'. Plus, furry friends at Ozarks Cat and Canine. We're going to hang out with a cool little cat. His name is Ramsey, plus a whole host of characters that get involved in the shoots when we're over there as well. It is all coming up on this edition, sponsored by our good friends at SRG Financial Advisors, Budget Blinds, Ozark Barge and Dock, our veterinary at the lake, and of course, Bryant Auction. Sit down, strap yourselves in. Let's get ready to have some fun right here with What's Burnin' on Lake TV.
Looking for blinds, shades, shutters, drapes, or bedroom makeovers? On a budget? You need Budget Blinds in Laurie. Bring your ideas to us, or let our design consultants help you create the perfect look for your home. Because Budget Blinds is nationwide, our collective buying power enables us to search many major brands to bring you the blinds, shades, shutters, and drapes you want for less. Budget Blinds. Call us for a free consultation. Budget Blinds, the best in custom blinds and window coverings.
What is COMC? A health center where everyone has access to high-quality, affordable medical, dental, and behavioral health care, regardless of insurance or ability to pay. Offering primary care, preventative, chronic, pediatrics, and OBGYN. COMC even offers comprehensive dental and same-day emergency care. A health center that focuses on every aspect of your health. Everything your family needs to stay healthy. At COMC, your health is our mission.
Join Lake TV for a cup of coffee with Will and Chris, the Lake area's only local TV talk show focused on the Lake area. Local stories, local sports, and local events. Have a cup of coffee with Will and Chris weekdays at 8, 1, and 8 on Lake TV.
You want a dock that will withstand the wake from a million boats? Want a dock that's different from the usual dock? Then you want Ozark Barge and Dock in Gravois Mills. Ozark Barge and Dock, now celebrating 33 years of building the best dock on Lake of the Ozarks. And we guarantee every dock we build. So when it comes time to build your custom dock, trust the best and go with Ozark Barge and Dock, building the best dock at the lake for the last 33 years.
A move to your dream home should be exciting, not a hassle. That's why you go with the experts at Sunrise Movers, where we do the hard work for
you. Your furry friends are more than pets, they're family. And at our veterinary, we understand that. With multiple locations, we can service your pets when and where you need it. Our team of professionals offers routine wellness, orthopedic care from broken bones to joint repair, and even emergency services. We are ready to welcome your pet to our family with medical or preventative care. With multiple convenient locations, our veterinary is the team providing exceptional care for your pet when and where you need it.
Hey, KB, right back here on What's Burning on Lake TV. Thanks so much for joining us. We're hanging out here in a place, well, they've got a little bit of construction going on, but they've also got a full-fledged facility that you can bring in your dog, your cat, your pet, and they'll take good care of you. That's our veterinary at the lake, and we are with one of the owners, James Rarica. Thank you, sir, for having us in.
Good to have you here this morning.
Absolutely. Looking forward to it. Now, this has been a facility that's been around the lake area for a long time. We're just off Highway 54 in the Lynn Creek Industrial Park. But as is the case, James is all about two things. Number one, giving your animals more options when they come in, depending on what you need to see the folks at our veterinary for, or creating more jobs, or I should say, creating more jobs. And this is pretty impressive looking. How long have you been working on this?
Well, this project's been under wraps for approximately the last 24 months. Mm-hmm. We've taken about 5,000 square foot within the facility that was used for cattle 20 years ago, mm-hmm. and we're building out a state-of-the-art hospitalized facility that will improve our surgical services, dental services, how well we can care for patients. We're adding a state-of-the-art oxygen cage for recovery. You may have heard of similar treatments in the human world, mm-hmm. like kind of like a hyperbaric chamber.
Right, absolutely.
I'm not a doctor, but that's my understanding when the doctors talk to me, is that higher levels of oxygen will help their healing, can help them recover from serious illnesses. So this area, we've put a lot of thought into it, a lot of work into it with our own crew, mm-hmm. and with this is the first phase of a massive internal remodel. We hope to have this online this spring.
Can we take a little bit of a look around, kind of show us some of the things that are going on here?
Certainly. We're standing in the treatment area. This mm-hmm. would be an area where our veterinary nurses would draw blood, run tests, wrap a bandage around a leg on your patient. Right behind me here, we have a laboratory that will be going in. Further down, we have a doctor's office. Mm-hmm. One of the big things to note about that is we have these big openings. Those will be glass enclosures, and we kind of call this the fishbowl. So the doctors can look out from their desk and see what's going on. Mm-hmm. If someone needs assistance, if someone's taking notes, but they see someone needs assistance, it's very easy to communicate. Right, right behind you here, we have an area where critical patients can go. They're very up front and center. We can mm-hmm. see them, keep an eye on them. We're going to have an area right over here that has our oxygen cage and a ward for all of our hospital patients right behind it. We have two other main rooms in the back here. We've got a room that is a dental or wet procedures room. That room will allow us to perform dentals with digital x-rays. The table is a wet procedure table, so mm-hmm. if we had a hit by car with a dirty injury that we needed to flush out, we would do it over that table. Allows us to get any debris, road debris out of it before we go to a more clean procedure where we're looking to sew it back together and clean it up. Then we have a pack prep room, is where we sterilize all of our instruments. They both go through kind of a cleaning process like a dishwasher, mm-hmm. and then also a sterilization process. And then they get placed for use in a surgery room. And our surgery room is right off our x-ray room. So as we're doing any orthopedic work, if we're checking the position on some bones, we can work on the surgery. We can move the patient over to an x-ray table, mm-hmm. check the positioning, go back to the surgery table. And so that's the main area that we're going to bring online, which will allow us to perform a second remodel in the space that many of you are familiar with today.
I know that you folks rely quite a bit on solar power if you're outside. I know when the solar panels were first going in, I thought maybe you were going to have a place where people could pull up and you'd come out and take orders, and they could just drive under, like you see at a fast food restaurant. But that's actually your solar panels up there.
That's correct. With our solar panels outside, we have battery backup, so we can run for approximately 24 hours with the utility grid down. So instead of a diesel generator, we have battery backup. The solar power covers all of our electric bill from March through September. Wow. And we only have an electric bill from November through December.
Which I would imagine with all the equipment that you have in here, it can get pretty costly.
It's a significant savings,
right?
And it's a long-term investment in the community. It'll take more than 13 years to pay it back, but again, we plan to be here long-term. Everything we're doing here is about long-term.
Right, and you talked about providing more jobs. So once this facility is finished, how many more folks are you looking at adding to our veterinary?
This facility being completed would likely add approximately 5 full-time positions to this facility. And then we are constantly working. We have, like I said, we have 4 facilities total currently. We have a clinic in Columbia, a clinic in Waynesville, a clinic in Fenton, Missouri, and we're looking at clinics in Florida and elsewhere. And so we want all of that management to be here. We want to build corporate jobs here to run that company.
We're going to take an opportunity now to move over to the other side of the facility at our veterinary at the lake and talk to one of the ladies that works on that side and find out a little bit more about what they're doing.
Thank you, KB.
Thank you, James. Appreciate it. This is Shelby Sellers, and Shelby is the practice manager, the woman in charge. She says jump, and they say how high, right?
Yep, that's how it works every time.
Let's talk about this portion of the facility, the existing portion of the facility. Give us a little tour, if you wouldn't mind.
Yep. So we're a walk-in facility. We take appointments and exams, walk-in all day long. We have currently 4 exam rooms. You'll see 2 of them here, and then we have 2 more over there. They've undergone recent renovation to kind of spruce them up a little bit. Right. We've also got full service grooming and full service boarding as well here.
It is kind of a neat place to come and bring your pet and know that your cat, your dog, I don't know, what kind of, it's an interesting question. What types of animals do you work on here?
We're predominantly small animal. We do a little bit of exotic and pocket pet, I guess you would say, and a very little amount of large animal, but predominantly small animal, dog and cat.
Very good. So if you got your dog, you got your cat, and here's somebody just popping in for a visit. I don't know if they're in for a checkup or what, but certainly they do all of those things here and do a great job of it. Shelby, why don't we take an opportunity to check out one of your exam rooms?
Absolutely.
So we've taken the opportunity to come into one of the exam rooms here at our veterinary at the lake. Again, our guest is Shelby Sellers, and just, you know, you've got 4 of these rooms and you're looking to upgrade to 8, so this is a pretty standard exam room, I guess.
Yes, this has actually been renovated here recently with the folding down table. The exam rooms in the future should look more like this.
Very good, very good. So let's take an opportunity now. I guess we're going to go and take a peek at the surgery area.
As long as there's no surgeries going on, I think we can probably slip in.
I think they're going to have me deliver some cats. That's
the plan.
That's what we're thinking. Hey, we're in one of the surgical suites here at our veterinary at the lake, and Shelby, why don't you give us a little bit of a tour?
Okay, so actually behind you we have our CO2 laser that we use for all of our surgeries. We recently got 2 new anesthesia machines, and we have full oxygen throughout the entire facility as well. We do routine spays, neuters, non-routine surgeries, amputations, orthopedics, and the occasional stone removal, some of those types of procedures. In the future, our new surgery room will actually be a dual surgery room, and we'll have a linking room to it for packs and cleaning and prep as well.
Very good. Now, our veterinary at the lake, they have kind of a unique feature. They've got a dog park here. Shelby, tell us a little bit about it, when it's open, and you know, whenever you can bring your dog by.
Absolutely. So it's open 7 days a week, dawn to dusk. We provide a poop station and trash, and we just are a trash can, and we just ask that you pick up after yourself, and we ask that dogs are fully vaccinated when they go in.
Sounds simple enough. Bring them on by, let them enjoy the dog park. If you need something that they can help you with inside, you can do that. And of course, let's make sure we remind folks your days of the week, hours of operation, phone number, website, any of that good stuff.
Absolutely. So you can find us on Facebook, Our Veterinary or Our Veterinary at the Lake. Our website is ourveterinary.com. And we're open Monday through Friday, 7:30 to 5:30. We see patients 8 to 5. And Saturday, we're open 7:30 to noon. We see patients from 8 to 11.
One other thing real quick, if there's an emergency and somebody needs to get a hold of you right away, how can they do that?
They just call our phone number. It's open 24/7, and it goes straight to our doctor on call.
Very good, very good. Well, thanks for having us out here today.
Absolutely,
appreciate your help.
Not a problem.
And we look forward to folks coming by and checking out the dog park or getting quality care. And as you saw earlier, we've got a new wing that is going to be opened up here very shortly, hopefully within the next, 6 months or so?
Well, that would be ideal, absolutely.
We hope anyway, but bringing state-of-the-art care and the high-tech machinery and various other things that they need in order to do the job. And again, keep folks from having to travel out of the area. So come on and see us right off of Highway 54 in the Lynn Creek Industrial Park at our veterinary at the lake. More of What's Burnin' coming up here on Lake TV.
Looking for blinds, shades, shutters, drapes, or bedroom makeovers? On a budget? You need Budget Blinds in Laurie. Bring your ideas to us, or let our design consultants help you create the perfect look for your home. Because Budget Blinds is nationwide, our collective buying power enables us to search many major brands to bring you the blinds, shades, shutters, and drapes you want for less. Budget Blinds. Call us for a free consultation. Budget Blinds, the best in custom blinds and window coverings.
At SRG Financial, we reduce the uncertainty on your journey to financial independence. Our foundational approach revolves around two things: what matters most to our clients and the things that we can control. The things that matter most often revolve around family, occupation, and recreation. The things we can control are a panoramic approach to financial planning, a strategy that stays fluid and dynamic like your life, and a proprietary process, the mile marker formula. If you want to reduce the uncertainty on your journey, contact us today.
There's a new radio station at the lake, a radio station that's geared towards the community, a radio station where you can have a hand in what we do. Welcome to Key Radio, a community-based radio station that invites you to be a part of the solution. We encourage you to become a content creator. That's right, you provide the content. Listen in at 89.3 or online at keyradio.live. To find out more about becoming a content creator, call 573-280-0532.
Hey Jess. Yeah, Nicole, what do you need? Did you see that new listing in Sunrise Beach?
Yeah, it was just listed 2 minutes ago.
It has 150 feet of lakefront. And a brand new kitchen. I'm headed out there after I type this email. I'm on the phone with my clients. Hey, where are you going?
I already put an offer in, cash above list, and it's looking good.
Are you kidding me?
Gosh.
Hey everyone, Daryl Cunningham with Slumberland Furniture at the Lake. We have two big events happening this week. We have a polar vortex coming down. It's going to be cold, 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 and the Chiefs are playing the Bills. All right, so come see us, get into some comfortable furniture, watch the game, and be warm. Come see us at Slumberland Furniture at the Lake, where we're bringing happy home.
Your furry friends are more than pets, they're family. And at our veterinary, we understand that. With multiple locations, we can service your pets when and where you need it. Our team of professionals offers routine wellness, orthopedic care from broken bones to joint repair, and even emergency services. We are ready to welcome your pet to our family with medical or preventative care. With multiple convenient locations, our veterinary is the team providing exceptional care for your pet when and where you need it.
Back here as our series continues, Responsible Gun Ownership with Tom Abbott from Iron Eagle Tactical. We've talked about and covered a lot of ground in this series so far. And we've gotten to that point where I think now, Tom, we need to really start getting people focused on conceal and carry. Now, there's conceal and carry in the state of Missouri. There's also constitutional carry.
Correct.
Which means you don't need to have conceal and carry. But it's, again, another one of those things that you don't want to avoid because it's more training, it's more education. It's definitely the things you need should you find yourself in a situation where your life is being threatened.
Right. It's not a matter of do I own a gun and do I know how to shoot and all of that stuff. It's what are you going to do after you shoot somebody? Mm-hmm. When can you shoot? When can you not shoot? Things like that you'll learn in a concealed carry class. That,
right.
You know, it's not about just the firearm ownership and being able to hit a target. There's a lot that goes into mentally, physically, when you get into a self-defense situation. You know, we either have a fight or flight mentality, and that's the technical term for that is tachysphyxia. That's
nice.
That's my $10 word for the day.
Get a shot for that someplace.
Yeah, absolutely. But you know, when you're stressed, when your body's stressed in that situation, you're either going to fight. You know, if you have the ability. Both of us are bigger physical guys, so we're probably not going to back down from too much of a challenge.
I'm actually a lover, not a fighter. Anyway.
But, you know, in a situation where it's best to retreat, you know, you might want to do that. But in the event of it, you want to be prepared for it. And I'm a big advocate for training, whether it be a concealed carry class, whether it be a basic pistol class. Get familiar with the firearm is the first thing.
And I guess after you get your conceal and carry, there's no reason to stop there. Additional training, additional education, you can always continuously be learning about firearms.
Absolutely. Even as an instructor, I go to other people's classes to learn stuff. I'll take advanced classes where we're shooting 500 to 1,000 rounds a weekend, just to get that muscle memory out of being able to draw and get into your grip, stance, sight alignment without thinking about it. Like, you know, my feet are proper, you know, you just do it, you know, because you've done it 500 times over a weekend, and I still have that muscle memory today. We're going to show you a couple of the guns that are here today that I personally have for concealed carry. It varies for everybody, and the most commonly asked questions in one of our classes is, well, what's the best gun for concealed carry? Or what's the best caliber for concealed carry? And there is no one specific answer for that. It's my reply to that is it's the gun that fits you, that you love to shoot, that you'll train with, and you're comfortable with. If you're not overly familiar with guns and how they work and have the strength to cycle an automatic slide to put one in the chamber, maybe a revolver is the way to go for you. It's going to shoot every time you pull the trigger. It's going to go bang 100% of the time. It's not going to jam up. It's not, you know, you don't have to learn how to clear it and all that stuff. So the basic is to start off with a revolver. As you get more comfortable with using firearms and know how to clear a jam or a malfunction, you've got spare magazines. So if you're messing up with one, drop one, put another one in, rack it back in, away you go. Training. In our classes, we cover several videos. I sell videos, or we make copies of videos to give out to other people. This is from the person that I learned the law side of the concealed carry class, because he helped write the law for the state of Missouri. It's Kevin Jameson, great instructor, in the 2-hour video that we use for the class. He's got a lot of anecdotes that he uses in there. You know, there's plans for home security and home defense, developing a personal protection plan. That's another video that we go over in some of the advanced classes. All right, you know how to shoot, you've got the right gun for you, you're comfortable going to the range. It's like, all right, now what are you going to do when it hits the fan? There's several training aids that I use and that I recommend and we use in the class. This is a laser light training pistol. And literally, I have set around, it's got a laser that shoots out of here every time you click the button like that. You aim it at this piece and it tells you where you're hitting. And it's got a nice sight picture on it. This is kind of patterned after a baby Glock, which I also have. So by training with this, I get familiar with my grip and my sight alignment with the pistol that I'm comfortable using. And literally, I'll set this thing on top of my television. I'll sit there while we're watching TV and just blast away at it. You know, it just trigger muscle memory in your grip, stance, sight alignment. You can dry fire the pistol that you already have. These are snap caps. This is 40 caliber there. I've got 9mm and 380. These are aluminum caps that you can literally load in a magazine, cycle through them, pull the trigger. Dry firing on a pistol isn't the best thing for it. It's not going to kill it. So you can dry fire it, but it's much better. These have a soft little rubber pad where the primer would normally be, but this is inert ammunition. There's no way this can go off. There's no powder in it. It's all one piece with just that rubber insert where the primer is. Holsters are another thing. Again, we talked about early on in the series, you go buy a gun at a gun store, it comes in a plastic box or a cardboard box or something fancy. Maybe they give you a little zipper pouch to carry it home in. That's not the proper way to store it, you know. So you got, especially on yourself. So I've got several holsters here. Every one of them, the most important thing is that it covers the trigger completely. You know, that way you don't get it hooked on anything when you're trying to put it back in. You're not going to inadvertently fire it. There's some pistols out there that just you stick the barrel down onto a peg. Not a big fan of that. This is an inside the waistband holster here. It's Kydex, and again, I'm just going to make sure for the viewing audience that we have nothing in the chamber of this. This is a nice little Bursa 380, patterned a lot after the James Bond gun. If you'll notice, it's very similar to that. It's because it was built in Brazil by a similar company that copied the patent once the patent ran out on the original James Bond gun. So this is a very lightweight, weighs less than a pound,
Right.
with 8-round magazine in it. So you've got 8 rounds of 380 plus 1 in the chamber, so 9 total. It's got a hammer on it, which I like. If I want to go to single action, pull it back, and for accuracy. It's a semi-automatic, so it'll cycle. Put the next round in. It has a safety on it. This is an inside the waistband holster, so it would fit in between my t-shirt and my pants, and you cover it with a shirt over the top of it. I pick the type of gun that I'm going to carry depending on what the weather's like, or
Right.
because of what I'm going to wear.
Right.
If I'm like you and wear shorts 11 months out of the year and t-shirts,
Well,
I'm going to need something that's a little bit smaller and a little bit more concealable. If I'm going out and it's 20 degrees outside and I'm going to have an overcoat on and a flannel shirt on that's going to drop over, I can carry something bigger like the Smith & Wesson. That's a 40 caliber, which is about as large as I would want to carry. This is a subcompact gun, so it's small enough and still carryable, and holds, I think it holds 10 plus 1 in the chamber, so 11 rounds
Right.
of 40 caliber Smith & Wesson. Again, nice holster, but it's an outside the waistband holster, so it's going to clip here. And again, I'm going to have something that's fairly bulky to cover something
Jacket.
like that. Yeah, jacket, big sweatshirt, something to that effect. Revolver, it's a go-to all the time. Carry one of these even if you're not carrying a semi-automatic, and sometimes when you are. Again, it's going to go bang every time you pull the trigger. Easy, non-malfunctionable. Smaller 9mm like this. Again, this Kimber is one of my favorites. Lightweight, compact, holds 8 rounds plus 1 in the chamber. Just fits my hand really
Right,
well,
it
especially
does,
with
yeah.
the extended magazine on it. It's just all 3 of your fingers, are a solid place to grip it, and it's just an easy trigger to pull.
so it's
15 rounds.
what best fits your particular situation.
Right.
And of course, again, with what we were talking about, not only how it fits you in your hand, but if you're going to carry it in the holster, and you should with your conceal and carry, then you have to have a holster that's right for that particular situation. Weather, the type of clothes that you wear, maybe you feel comfortable using one type of holster versus another. So a lot of things, again, to factor in, and you'll learn that through the training.
Nice thing about this, this is an inside the waistband holster as well. Typically I would have a pretty thick belt on, and when I'm carrying right now, I'm doing this in my sweatpants. So, but this is what we call, again, I'm just going to clear it, make sure nothing's in the magazine, nothing's in the well. But appendix carry. If I'm going to be standing a lot all day, I can stand around like this and it's comfortable. You don't know it's not on your hip.
Right.
Either like to carry at the 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock position, or appendix carry. Just depend again on what gun it is. And again, I get proficient with everything. I know what it is. I know where all the controls are on it. But that's just come with years of doing this.
And then you need the right holster for the right hand. If you are left-handed,
If you're left-handed
versus right-handed.
Yep, exactly. You would. That's right. So you would want to put this on the other side if you were an appendix carry. If you're left-handed, you would want this clip to be on the outside.
I'm here for you, left-handers.
Yep.
I'm here for you. Tom Abbott with Iron Eagle Tactical. KB with What's Burnin'. Our Responsible Gun Ownership series continues on. And I think we're going to kind of start to get into some situations that maybe people need to consider. You purchased a firearm, you've gone through the training, maybe you find yourself in a situation. And you got to know how to react in those situations before, during, and after, and I guess that's kind of where we're going to go with this.
Yep, it's all a mental mindset and having an action plan.
Very good. We'll do more with our series right here on Lake TV and What's Burnin'.
Enjoying What's Burning with KB right here on Lake TV? Have questions, comments, or suggestions? Have an interesting story for KB to tell? Or maybe you want to be interviewed by KB on the show or are interested in sponsoring? All you have to do is reach out to KB at kb@mylaketv.com.
Most people don't know which direction they're heading when it comes to retirement, whether they're still on the journey or already there. At SRG Financial, we have a process, the mile marker formula, that helps you pursue your work optional lifestyle so you can focus on what's most important to you, like your family or checking off those bucket list items. Start taking the first step toward finding your work optional lifestyle. Call us today at 573-302-7212.
Want to get to know local leaders a lot better? Join Lake TV for a new Community Spotlight show weekdays at 9, 3, and 7. We talk with local leaders to get their story and learn more about their organizations. It's the Community Spotlight show on Lake TV.
Looking for blinds, shades, shutters, drapes, or bedroom makeovers? On a budget? You need Budget Blinds in Laurie. Bring your ideas to us, or let our design consultants help you create the perfect look for your home. Because Budget Blinds is nationwide, our collective buying power enables us to search many major brands to bring you the blinds, shades, shutters, and drapes you want for less. Budget Blinds. Call us for a free consultation. Budget Blinds, the best in custom blinds and window coverings.
You want a dock that will withstand the wake from a million boats? Want a dock that's different from the usual dock? Then you want Ozark Barge and Dock in Gravois Mills. Ozark Barge and Dock, now celebrating 33 years of building the best dock on Lake of the Ozarks. And we guarantee every dock we build. So when it comes time to build your custom dock, trust the best and go with Ozark Barge and Dock, building the best dock at the lake for the last 33 years.
Hey, KB back out here live on location just south of the city of Camdenton, down Highway 5, on what looks to be a very unassuming area, farmland all around us. But we've got a little bit of history here, and our On the Trail series continues with our good friend Mr. Bill Mulder, who is going to reveal something that so many people pass by every day, and they don't even know what happened. It's the Decaturville Crater. How you doing, Bill?
I'm doing good, KB. Yourself?
Another day in paradise.
It is gorgeous out here today. 50-some degrees in January. You can't beat it.
That's right. So let's talk a little bit about the Decaturville Crater and, maybe a little background, maybe a little history here to kind of get things started.
Well, if you remember Mr. Sherman and Peabody, we're going to hop in the Wayback Machine real far.
Yeah.
And you got to be old enough to know what that reference is. Where we're standing now was the site of a meteor strike. Mm-hmm. Now, this happened around 350 million years ago, give or take a day or two, and it caused this crater. Now, while you're looking at this behind us here, you're actually looking into the bowl of the crater. It may not seem like it, but 350 million years ago, a meteor coming through the atmosphere. Now, you wouldn't have heard it. There would have been no sound because going faster than the speed of sound, and as it struck the surface, it disintegrated. It vaporized, but it caused this big depression in the earth. It looks a lot different now due to erosion and buildup. So what did this area look like prior to that? What were we doing? Well, the continents hadn't formed yet. It was the supercontinent called Pangaea, just one big blob. It was all stuck together, and as the continental drift has occurred, it's moved. The other interesting thing is this where we're standing now, to our left here would be north, and to our right would be south. But in that day it would have been east and west because of the way this part of the continent lay. These are called the 38th parallel structures or impact craters, and they extend all the way across from Illinois, across Missouri, central Missouri, and over into Kansas. The closest one to here is the Crooked Creek structure over around Sullivan, and then the Wablo structure, which is quite a bit bigger than this one, over on Highway 13. Now this one itself, we're standing pretty close to the epicenter. The epicenter is on that low ridge right over here. Right. Now you say, wait a minute, that's not a bowl. Well, no, because this is a complex crater, which means when this thing exploded and vaporized at the top of the Earth, it popped back up. So if you can imagine throwing a rock or a pebble into some water and you get that little blip right in the center of it, that's what occurred here. Now, how do we know this was a meteorite? And how do we know this is a crater? Well, we're going to look at some stuff in a little bit where I can show you some definitive evidence that this was in fact a crater caused by a meteorite. Back in the day, they thought maybe cryptovolcanism. In other words, an unknown volcano. And that's proven to be not true because the geologic evidence just doesn't exist.
You'd have some sort of a lava tube that would be apparent, yeah.
Right. And the other thing we need to realize too, at the time of this strike, Arkansas was the edge of the ocean. So just a few hundred miles to the south of us here, you would have had oceanfront property right down around the Arkansas line. So the whole geologic structure of this at that time kind of throws us for a loop. And again, it would have looked a lot different because of all the buildup.
Sure.
Now, at the time of the impact, this is hard to think of and it's very hard to imagine, but the Earth in this area would have been molten for 10,000 years before it solidified back. So that's a lot to take in, the 10,000 years of bubbly rock, so to say.
Right on. Well, I guess what we need to do then is take a trip down Highway 5. We'll look at the actual evidence that proves that there was a meteorite that landed in this area.
We're going to look at some layer cake, and then we're going to go to another area just right here, and we're going to look to see some of these other pieces of evidence. And we're going to find out what breccia is today.
Very good. We're on the road, on the trail, with our good friend Mr. Bill Mulder, talking about the Decaturville crater. So this is where we find the definitive proof of the Decaturville crater. I almost feel like one of those guys on the History Channel on the show Ancient Aliens. We're going to prove that yes, there was a meteorite that landed not too far from where we're standing, and it's right over our shoulder, that definitive proof. So Bill Mulder, let's put this thing in perspective for people in terms of age.
Okay.
The Arizona meteor crater.
The most well-known crater in the United States.
Absolutely.
Is only 50,000 years old.
That's it.
That's it.
It's a baby.
It is a baby. So this thing is 300 to 350 million years ago. That thing's only 50,000 years old.
Yeah. And this is great grandpa.
And by the time 50,000 years ago, to put that into perspective, humans appeared at 12,000 years on the planet.
Right.
So that's pretty close. Is there some of that stuff still floating around up there that could strike? Absolutely.
Absolutely.
It's out there. There's places you can go look on the internet and you can actually see where some of this stuff is laying out there in space. It's amazing to think of all of this. It's kind of tough sometimes to think about what happened here and put it in perspective what would happen to humans if we had this kind of strike today. It would be pretty bad.
Let's show the folks just exactly how we know that this is the evidence that we're looking for that proves that the meteorite hit here.
Well, if you remember a few minutes ago, I was talking about layer cake.
Right.
So this is layer cake. You can actually see different layers of rock that were laid down. So if you look in this crack right here where you see some of that lighter stuff, that's a different layer of rock.
Mm-hmm.
Most of this is dolomite and basically mud that's hardened into rock. And you can see there's all kinds of different layers. But if you will notice, this thing slants. This was because of the energy pushing and moving that stuff away. Again, it was molten at that point. So it's moving.
Mm-hmm.
It's liquid. It's being pushed away.
Right.
And we're basically on the southeast side of the crater at this point. If we were to go on top of this and look over, you'd see a little bit more crater-looking type stuff, a little more deformation in the land. And then across the road, there's even more of that layer cake stuff that just shows how this was pushed.
Almost sits at about a 45-degree angle.
It does.
Probably a little closer to a 33 1/3 or something like that. But the point is when you look at this as well, you see those little shiny things in there?
You do.
And that's the quartz, correct?
That is some of the quartz. We're going to look at another place here
Okay.
in just a minute that we'll be able to see even more of that, and we'll be able to see hopefully Shattercone if I can find it.
We're going to do that. We're going to move on down the road, talk more about the Decaturville crater, and as we get closer to wrapping up the segment, we'll talk a little bit about the band who, I guess, wanted to make some money off of it and didn't have a whole lot of success. Stick with us. We've got more coming up right here. Decaturville crater off of Highway 5 in Camdenton. I would just suggest that you watch the video and don't bring the family by to try this yourself. All right, this is part 3 of our 3-part series on the Decaturville crater. We've finally gotten to that point where we're going to show you a little something fantastic. I think this is just amazing.
It is.
After the crater hit and did what it had to do, there were bits and pieces called breccia. And we have some perfect examples, Bill, of that right here behind us.
Right. Again, remember, when that meteor impacted, it turned everything molten, stayed molten for 10,000 years. And it went deep enough that it hit basement rock. So that's some very, very deep layers of the Earth's surface. And as it congealed back together and made this new material, it was called breccia. So this is a lot of the deep basement rock. This is some other rock down through all the layers. So think of it as passing from the surface and going down, down, down to this basement layer, and it's turning all this stuff molten as it goes along.
Right.
Then, as it sits there and starts to reform, it makes this column called breccia. This is breccia. And if
Can you identify some of the things in here?
There's some quartz in here, there's some chert in here, there's all kinds of stuff. I mean, there's just all kinds of layers. But if you look closely, even though we see this part that really stands out, the more interesting part is right in here where you can see all kinds of little different pieces. Now, I was talking earlier about the little glass beads. And if you look, if the camera will hopefully show it, you can actually see those glistening in there. That's another indicator of an impact. And then around on the side, we'll move over to the side of this column in a minute, and I'll show you some Shattercone, which is definitive proof that yes, in fact, this was a meteor strike.
All right. Let's take a walk around here and take a peek at what it is Bill's talking about.
All right, when we talk about Shattercone, this is what we're looking at. It's this stuff right here. See how it's striated? It's also called horse's tail. And if you look, it does look like a horse's tail. This is, again, from that impact. So that's another thing that says absolutely positively, this is a meteor strike.
So how many years ago was it that there was a gentleman that came in and wanted to mine the area where he thought the meteorite might be,
oh my
spent
goodness.
a lot of money and didn't have a whole lot of luck?
He tried 2 different areas. He did it here. This was in the 1940s and 50s. And his idea was there's a lot of precious minerals in a meteorite.
Right.
That's true. That stuff is worth a lot of money. What he didn't understand is that this meteorite vaporized. So he went out and got investors, and he drilled, and he drilled, and he drilled, and never found nothing. Much to his consternation, he couldn't understand it. Now, he was able to do some good on some minerals that he used for things like cattle feed.
Okay.
But it just wasn't what he was hoping for.
He was looking for what, gold, silver?
Yeah, that meteorite material. What he didn't understand was the way the physics worked, and that this thing basically exploded, vaporized, however you want to look at it. So there was really no big meteorite stuck way down in the Earth's core. It was just all over the place. And you can still find a little bit of that material scattered in some of these breccia columns. Is there a ton of it? No. Is it worth even investing in? No.
No. Well, I got to tell you, it's been an interesting look at the Decaturville crater. As I said, so often people just drive right by here. They have no idea what it is that they're driving by. Right. But sometimes I would wonder if they couldn't see some of the shiny rocks and want to stop and take a look, or bring a little rock hammer and collect one.
I'm sure that happens. I would ask that you don't take big chunks.
Right.
This is still research for the University of Missouri-Rolla. It's still a research area for Missouri, University of Missouri-Columbia. So if you take it, yeah, you may have something cool sitting on your shelf, but you may be denying science some stuff that they need.
There's probably some stuff down on the ground you can find.
Yeah,
just
there's stuff here.
Right on.
Just remember, science is still an evolving area.
Right.
And geology, well, they're still trying to put things together. People have a fairly good idea of how this all worked, but there's still a lot more to learn.
Bill Mulder, thank you very much, sir.
A pleasure as always, KB.
Great opportunity to be on the trail. We're going to be all over the Lake of the Ozarks area. We've kind of focused here the last couple of episodes in Camden County. We'll move over to Miller County, up to Morgan County, and then take it outside the lake area. And I hope that you join us, because this is going to be some very fascinating history and probably some things you might not even know about. We're back with more on What's Burnin' coming up right here on Lake TV.
Enjoying What's Burning with KB right here on Lake TV? Have questions, comments, or suggestions? Have an interesting story for KB to tell? Or maybe you want to be interviewed by KB on the show or are interested in sponsoring? All you have to do is reach out to KB at kb@mylaketv.com.
Looking for blinds, shades, shutters, drapes, or bedroom makeovers? On a budget? You need Budget Blinds in Laurie. Bring your ideas to us, or let our design consultants help you create the perfect look for your home. Because Budget Blinds is nationwide, our collective buying power enables us to search many major brands to bring you the blinds, shades, shutters, and drapes you want for less. Budget Blinds. Call us for a free consultation. Budget Blinds, the best in custom blinds and window coverings.
Most people don't know which direction they're heading when it comes to retirement. Whether they're still on the journey or already there, at SRG Financial we have a process, the mile marker formula, that helps you pursue your work optional lifestyle so you can focus on what's most important to you, like your family or checking off those bucket list items. Start taking the first step toward finding your work optional lifestyle. Call us today at 573-302-7212.
You want a dock that will withstand the wake from a million boats? Want a dock that's different from the usual dock? Then you want Ozark Barge and Dock in Gravois Mills. Ozark Barge and Dock, now celebrating 33 years of building the best dock on Lake of the Ozarks. And we guarantee every dock we build. So when it comes time to build your custom dock, trust the best and go with Ozark Barge and Dock, building the best dock at the lake for the last 33 years.
Winter, spring, summer, or fall, Lake TV's got it all. We think it's hot stuff when things cool down. We spring into action when things start warming up. Of course, summer is one big, huge shootout on Lake TV. And we fall in love all over again when autumn rolls around. Winter, spring, summer, or fall, Lake TV's got it all.
Your furry friends are more than pets, they're family. And at our veterinary, we understand that. With multiple locations, we can service your pets when and where you need it. Our team of professionals offers routine wellness, orthopedic care from broken bones to joint repair, and even emergency services. We are ready to welcome your pet to our family with medical or preventative care. With multiple convenient locations, our veterinary is the team providing exceptional care for your pet when and where you need it.
Moving to the lake is a lot of work, but not with Sunrise Movers, where we do the hard work for you. For packing up and delivery to your new home or simply loading and transferring your belongings, Sunrise Movers is the easy choice for your next move. Sunrise Movers packs your possessions extra carefully, shows up on time, and strives for 5-star customer service every time. Sunrise Movers, the official movers of Lake TV. Give us a call today to get a free estimate. Sunrise Movers, where we do the hard work for you.
Hello, it's KB here with What's Burnin' on Lake TV. And of course we are at Ozarks Cat and Canine. That's where we are. Yes, we're here to talk about you today. This is Ramsey. Ozarks Cat and Canine, KB's Furry Friends, presented by our veterinary at the lake. And as is the case now, we have multiple cats in the shot, but we're here to talk about this guy. His name is Ramsey. Also, of course, Mary Meow Me Tilly to tell us all about Ramsey. What do you know about this guy?
Well, Ramsey came in as a stray. He's about 5 months old, and he's been here since he was 8 weeks old. The people who found him, apparently he was part of a litter of 4, and he was the only survivor, which is why it's so important to get cats spayed, neutered, and if you have neighborhood cats, to try to see about getting, TNR done on them, so that we can prevent tragedies like that.
Sure, absolutely. Well, he certainly has got a lot of energy for a 5-month-old, so I would imagine he could probably go to a home with some kiddos in it. Ramsey will put you down there for a little bit, buddy.
Oh yeah, I think he'd have a blast with kids.
He's having a blast with me today, and we're just kind of playing and having a good time, getting some exercise with the kiddies here in the cat room at Ozarks Cat and Canine. So Christmas has kind of come and gone. Do you folks get a lot of animals dropped off at the shelter maybe that were Christmas presents?
We have not seen that this year. Hopefully, we don't ever want to see that. I know that it's a popular thing to see online and all that tends to happen, but fortunately it doesn't really seem to quite as much around here.
Well, that's good. That's good.
What we've been getting lately are those surprise litters.
Yeah.
Is what we've had a lot of. I didn't know. My dog got out and she came back pregnant.
Wow. Well, that'll happen sometimes. So, folks, again, just being a good, responsible pet owner. At what age are cats eligible for spaying and neutering?
Well, here at the shelter, we can do it as young as 8 weeks.
Right.
With the public, every vet kind of has their own preference on how old they have to be to spay and neuter the public animals. It could be anywhere from about 4 to 6 months, depending on the vet.
Sure. So again, folks, if you can do it, just get it done. And I know that they have some assistance programs for spaying and neutering through the shelter.
Yes, we do. We have a financial assistance program that helps pay for that, makes it low cost. And if somebody just absolutely cannot afford it at all, then we can usually find grants to help cover the entire cost of it. And we will help as well with those community animal, community cats. If you have strays in your neighborhood that you're willing to get fixed and then released back to where they were at, so that they don't reproduce, we can help with that as well.
It's one of the saddest things. You're driving along the road and you see a dead animal like a cat or a dog. Well, of course, with the plethora of animals that we have around here, raccoons and armadillos, but certainly when you see a cat or a dog and you know that maybe it's a situation where the animal's mother didn't get fixed, so then you run into some problems. Now we talk about cats, and I know we're going to be taking a look at a canine here in the next week or so, so we'll probably mention this again. What's the easiest way to get a hold of the shelter to set up an appointment or to talk with you folks about what you have available?
As far as animals for adoption?
That and the spay and neuter.
Okay. So the number here to the shelter is 573-374-2629. We do have a different phone line for the spay and neuter program, and that one is 573-552-7743. I think.
We'll
they can always call the shelter number, and I'll pass that information on to them.
Very good. Good enough. Well, he's behind Megan right now, running around. That's Ramsey, and Ramsey is available for adoption. So why not come take a look at him? You can look at him online as well. If you meet all the prerequisites and fill out all the information, there's a good possibility this little guy will be in your home within the next week or so. Very good.
And this pretty little girl here is named Coco as well.
Okay, well, Coco, she needs a home too. Everybody in this room needs a home. I need a home once in a while. And we thank you for joining us as part of KB's Furry Friends right here on What's Burnin' on Lake TV, presented by our veterinary at the lake.
At SRG Financial, we reduce the uncertainty on your journey to financial independence. Our foundational approach revolves around two things: what matters most to our clients and the things that we can control. The things that matter most often revolve around family, occupation, and recreation. The things we can control are a panoramic approach to financial planning, a strategy that stays fluid and dynamic like your life, and a proprietary process, the mile marker formula. If you want to reduce the uncertainty on your journey, contact us today.
Your furry friends are more than pets, they're family. And at our veterinary, we understand that. With multiple locations, we can service your pets when and where you need it. Our team of professionals offers routine wellness, orthopedic care from broken bones to joint repair, and even emergency services. We are ready to welcome your pet to our family with medical or preventative care. With multiple convenient locations, our veterinary is the team providing exceptional care for your pet when and where you need it.
It's our most protective wash yet. Introducing the Quick Car Ceramic Wash. It's an industrial-grade polymer solution with ceramic nanotechnology, resulting in high-end, advanced scientific protection of your vehicle's finish. The Quick Car Ceramic Wash. Try it on its own or with the monthly Unlimited Wash Club today. Quick Car. Quick, easy, and professional every time. In Jefferson City and Osage Beach.
You want a dock that will withstand the wake from a million boats? Want a dock that's different from the usual dock? Then you want Ozark Barge and Dock in Gravois Mills. Ozark Barge and Dock, now celebrating 33 years of building the best dock on Lake of the Ozarks. And we guarantee every dock we build. So when it comes time to build your custom dock, trust the best and go with Ozark Barge and Dock, building the best dock at the lake for the last 33 years.
For 55 years, Bryant Auction has been a trusted and reliable auction company that cares about their clients. Whether it's real estate, guns, or an estate sale, Bryant Auction in Osage Beach gets results. Call 573-346-4777 or go to BryantAuction.com with auctions every Thursday at 5.
I'm always here, and don't tell my wife, but I have more fun here than I do at home.
Bryant Auction. Consider it sold! Hey, I want to thank everybody for joining us today right here, especially you on What's Burning on Lake TV. If you'd like to be a part of the show, hey, let me know. Send me an email to kb@mylaketv.com. We'd love to have a segment that we do especially for you or somebody you know, or if you just want to be a sponsor, that's great too. Hey, next week we're going to talk with Shayna Abishan from Share the Harvest Food Pantry about some things that they've got going on, specifically being able to help out people who might be struggling to pay their rent. The Responsible Gun Ownership series is into episode 8 with Tom from Iron Eagle Tactical. We're at the Camden County Museum as part of our On the Trail series with Bill Mulder, and don't forget, we'll head out once again to Ozarks Cat and Canine for KB's Furry Friends. Thanks to the good folks at SRG Financial Advisors, Budget Blinds, Ozark Barge and Dock, our veterinarian at the lake, and our good friends at Bryant Auction. I want to thank you for joining us. We'll see you next week right here on What's Burning on Lake TV.